Welcome back to SFR for round number 5 for the Monza Grand Prix. My name is Alti Indigo, and alongside me today is SFR Oliver, former Div 1 driver himself.
Good afternoon, and glad to be back in the Comspot. Thanks for inviting me here today.
Yeah, you're welcome. I may have removed you by accident as there was another person here, so I had to restart the party, but at least we get going.
That's no worries, brother. No problem. We got you pretty much all cashed up on GT1 or Division 1, you call it. So what's been going on in the Division 1? Because I haven't been keeping up with it so far. So what's been going on lately?
So basically, Glock Laser is leading the championship. He didn't have a good race back at the Belgian Grand Prix, and I've got the results up from last week as well, but I've actually forgotten already. So that's how good my memory is. But let me get them up for you. So pretty much, Hazard dominated the race last week in Belgium with Harry Kane in second, and Glock started in last place. What's happened to my camera angle too? That's changed. That's quite strange. Yeah, what is that? What is that? That is terrible. That's not even my camera angle settings.
While you talk your camera angle settings, Glock is out there on the intermediate tyre, probably doing a bank lap on the Inters, which is very unusual, but it's definitely he can save all of his tyres for his other run, so which will be very interesting. We also got on Martin as well. He could be searching on mediums as well. Welcome to Monza, everyone. Hope you enjoyed last night's race as well, with Division 2, where my teammate, my half teammate of S15 who won it, and I came 5th. I welcome to everyone who really had a really good race on last night. As we see, talk about the start is lap now in the Mercedes and going into the pits. So looks like he's going to be not be doing this run. So probably saving a set of tires probably. So this is the track for most of the slipstreaming. Of all things, slipstreaming. It could be for towing. As Road Sniffy starts our first flying lap of the day.
Yes, we head down to turn 1, heavy braking, so it's important to go off all the speed into turn 1 and turn 2, and very critical to get traction right either, helping with short shifting from 2nd to 4th immediately the exit, so decent exit out of turn 1 and turn 2 as we come through Curb and Grande. It's not actually called that, I can't remember what it's called now, but as we head down towards the second chicane then, let's see how it takes it. Breaking the 100 metre board, Della Rocha chicane this is, clipping the apexes. You don't want to touch that sausage curve on the inside because it will send you off into the barriers or in a spin as we come through the first Lesmo then, and bring it out wide on the left hand side, using all the track available as we flick our way through into the second right hander here, and he uses...
Oh!
That was so close to a validation there, but he actually doesn't validate, so he keeps on going with this lap time. But my camera angles is not, this is not my camera angle setup, by the way, so I really apologise about the way you're seeing this, but I don't know what's going on so far. I've never changed my camera angle ever since the game ever since this game came out, really. I've kept it the same every single time. But as we head down to Parabolica now, into this final corner we go, as it brings it out to the left hand side and on the throttle again. Let's see what lap time Rogue Smithy can set. Actually, Oliver, he finished P3 last season in this track.
I came.
No. Not you. Not you.
I'm about to say. Langfeld representing the Ferrari team. I'm gonna admit this now as Rubber goes quickest on the 19.2. Got over that going over as you see Martin in the Merc. I'm gonna say this now. I know we're at far and everything else. We're gonna say this now. Seeing that Ferrari car, it's going to be looking weird with a 44 on it after the news that's happened literally this past week. It's going to look very strange for me as a Hamilton fan, I know. But more on that later. JDM in the McLaren. So on the medium side, he's mostly going for a bank lap here, so he's going for a Ascari. As he's very nice, neat and tidy. 4th gear for the first part, and then climbs through the gears for the second part. So very interesting lines there for JDM, but what do I know? NDJ, my former teammate, 191 in the Mercedes, but now he's in the Williams car, so which is nice to see. My former teammate still going strong. And the JDM 120.7, really good lap on the meters, to be fair. Very good lap.
Yeah, it is indeed, but I expect it for the soft compound tyres because that's you don't want to be on the medium compound tyres for qualifying, obviously. But here is Alex Haug in the second Red Bull coming towards the middle sector with a 54.2. So MDJ, interestingly, he hasn't won a race this season. There's been 4 different winners this season. Can there be a fifth? Will it be MDJ? Could it be Rogue Smithy? Because Ramafaj has won a race this season. It was back at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and also Maki in 4th place has won 2 at the Austrian Grand Prix. So there's your 2 winners up there, 2nd and 4th place. Neither Williams has yet won a race this season, as Alex Haug makes his way towards the line. It's a 21.2, so we'll be hoping to improve on that lap time so far. Harry Kane as well, not won a race this season yet, surprisingly, with the amount of pace he's had, but in the last few races he has suffered some bad luck as well, so hopefully he can make his way back up to the field like we always know he has done last season as well. Dusker goes into P6 in the Alfa Romeo with a 20.0, but well, I think I'm on board with Harry Kane, so I'm going to see how he does on his flying lap. But what you expect the race to be like in the actual race?
If I remember Division 1, like I noticed, Danny Boy goes into P6 with a 20.0. If I know Division 1, like I used to last season, it's going to be down to slipstreaming. It's going to be down to DRS trains. It's going to be how they manage the ERS. It's down to everything when it comes to time management. You can definitely go medium to softs if with regular time management. You can definitely do hard. There's loads of alternative strategies you can do around here on the circuit. And the main thing is, the main management is definitely ERS. It's a power track. It's down to ERS. It'll drain the ERS massively around here. If you can do that ERS above 50%, you're in for a good chance for a massive attack throughout the entire race. It's all about ERS management and all about keeping good pace with different strategy of tyre. You're definitely on.
It's all about being a DRS trade too, because I was in a race 2 weeks ago at Monza and I was stuck in a DRS trade throughout the whole race from P1 to P7. I could see P1 in front of me, even though I was in P7 throughout the whole race. Here goes Harry Kane, crossed the line now, it's a 19.5.
Oh, good lap there. So right now MDJ looking pretty strong at the moment as Berimi is carried on the lap now, and the Aston Martin just go through Ascari and the Aston Martin. But yeah, just like I mentioned before, really, to be honest with you, it's always down to time management. It's always down, well, not really time management, it's ERS management. When it comes down to ERS, it's super important to keep that under control. If you're in a DRS train, I wouldn't even use it that much, just so you've got a good chance of ERS. If they run out of ERS, you're then in line for a good attack in the later part of the race. So really, it's all about a very good strategic high-speed chess with your ERS. It's going to be very fascinating to see how these 20 Division 1 drivers will definitely manage with the ERS. It's a good turnout for tonight for Division 1, to be fair. Very big turnout, full grid tonight, which is very good to see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we had a full grid for the past few races as well. Predominantly with Norwegian drivers around here, but we don't mind, of course. So evening, mate, how you doing? Oliver, I was burning my EOS just to keep up with you yesterday. And here comes Rogue Smithy towards the end of the first sector. He's 1/10 up in that first sector alone, so decent there for Rogue Smithy. This is a strong track for him, as he did finish P3 last season, so can he keep it up as well? Looking good so far, currently sat in P4 behind Harry Kane by about a few hundreds, but he is improving on his second lap time coming through the second Lesbo. DRS once again, only 2 DRS zones around here, and one of them is right here in a strange place really, as we'll make our way now towards the end of the middle sector. 6/10 up, wow, this is a quick lap.
It's firing all cylinders at the moment with that, and it's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but this could provide him a little bit of slipstreaming for Rogue Smithy going down the main straight. This will help him out.
Indeed, coming towards the final corner now for Rogue Smithy. There's a car in front of us, which is an AlphaTauri and a Haas. They can't be starting the laps together. No, they're not, because the Haas is in the pit lane. Here comes Rogue Smithy. Is it pole? Oh!
Williams 1-2 though, but that is really close. 42 thousandths of a second between the both of them. That is really close.
One of your mates in the chat says, Oliver, I was burning my EOS yesterday to keep up with you.
Hello Doran, hello to you too. Yeah, we had a fantastic fight last night. It was unbelievable, and he was putting all sorts of pressure on me. He was going outside, inside, into turns 1 and 2, and literally it was a good fighting scrap between us, both of us. I'm looking forward to having more fights with him later on. Really looking forward to it.
You're down into Div 2 now, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yes.
When are you making a return back to Div 1?
Not for a long time, at least. My pace is not there. So, oh, Harry Kane 19-0 in the Red Bull. Very good lap from him. Oh, 3-lap old softs as well.
That's quite strange, you know, because he's done that on 3-lap old sauce, but I was even when you go for I don't think it's consecutive like times. It's pushed, cool down, push, obviously, but I don't know how you could do it with like 3-lap old tyres. So imagine him on a brand new set of softs, so we can see if we can get into the 18s or not. Remember, Vaj is coming towards the end of the first set, so a few hundreds up for him. Obviously, the Hungarian Grand Prix race winner, and it's his first win in a long time too. And he had a few podiums last season too, but couldn't quite get that victory. But here he is coming through the second Lesbo now. As we see more changes, I think Makiet's up into P4, Lord Danny Boy's in P5, Bear Remy down to P7, and Ramavaj getting a nice slipstream off the back of the Haas as we come through Ascari. They're taking all the curb on the entry there. You're very careful about the curb you take through there because it's very easy to spin a particular part of the track. I've seen it plenty of times, including done it myself. As we make our way now towards the back straight, heading down into Parabolica, then the tyres are hot on this stage. It's very easy to make a mistake in this particular part of the track. As we make our way now towards the line, what's it going to be for Ramavaj as he crosses the line now? It's an 18.9.
Into the 18s now. If you're MDJ, which he is now in the lap, this is all or nothing really for MDJ. We had a couple of drivers competing in the laps as well. Atlas Scopo, he's just pushed himself out to P16, and Martin up to P10. So them two have done their laps. We've just got to see some more drivers about to complete the laps soon. I'll keep an eye on MDJ for the moment of time and see what's going on with him. I don't know what you're going to be doing. You want to keep an eye on some others, but it's put it down to you.
I'll keep an eye on DJ with you.
Awesome. And he went purple in the first sector, 65 hundred thousandths of a second faster than his previous time. Purple into the second Lesmo, neat and tidy, easy on the power, easy on the turning really, as he goes through this little kink under the bridge, under the famous old Monza track. What's his next time going to be? It's gone a little bit slower, but it's still quick, about 8,000 of a second. NDJ is pushing really hard in the Williams as he's coming down towards the Parabolica. What approach is he going to take this last corner? And is he going to be faster than Harry Kane? It's all or nothing for MDJ. 5 minutes to go in the section. Is now taking a wide, cuts into trying to. Oh, he's abandoned. He's abandoned the lap. He's abandoned. He's going to go for another run later on.
So he believes to go quicker. I don't think he knew that lap time was going to be good enough anyways for pole position, but I believe majority of drivers are in the pit lane, and Sammy down in P17, I dare say, is out of position. Maybe not his particular favourite track, but he's 8/10 up on his previous best then, and hopefully he can get himself among the rest of us like we've seen him so far, like in the past few races. Here he is then, the Scotsman is making his way towards the line now. It's going to be a 19.7, so off the pace slightly, but at least he's in the 19s with some of them, majority of them, and hopefully he can improve in the last stages of qualifying. Laser, our championship leader, I haven't seen him throughout the whole session, but he's currently out there on the circuit. He's left it very late too, so putting himself under massive pressure as he won't get many laps like the drivers ahead of us will, as they've been out multiple times, whereas he hasn't, so he doesn't really have the real feel for the track.
So I think Laser was pretty much, he was probably doing a few laps somewhat on older tyres, probably warming himself up, but he's only got one run. He wants to do a one-run special, most likely. And when it comes to Laser, he's a very, very tactical man. He is a former world champion or a reigning world champion for a reason. That's Laser. He's a very, very tactical person.
He is indeed, and we'll see then if he could put his magic to work at here around Monza for the 1 lap special only. He's still got enough time to do 2 laps, depending if he makes a mistake with his first lap, backs off, so we'll see. There's a driver ahead of us who is on a lap time. I don't think it was Alex Howe, I think it was Samid who's making his way back towards the pit lane, so which he is. There's 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in qualifying. Majority of drivers are in the pit lane, but we're about to see the laser special then, whether he can do it or not. I know Alex Howe gets out there so far, currently in P18, but I want to watch the reigning world champion, like I said. Here is Laser then, right in the final corner. He didn't have a good qualifying back in Belgium. He didn't have a good race either after making contact, and that's why he lost a lot of points in the championship, but still in first place. So here we are, coming down into turn 1, braking just before the 100-meter ball, getting slowed down for the first apex and the second apex. Very smooth as well. On the power we go once again. No signs of wheel spin on the exit as we make our way now through Curb Grande, if I got the name right too, as he used the inside curve for a bit extra rotation, and we make our way down into the second chicane there. 26.2 in the first sector as we make our way through turn 4 and turn 5. Hits the apex is very nicely there, and bit out of shape coming out of the second Lesmo, but not dipping the wheel in the gravel, which is very important, and using all the exit on the first Lesmo. Going to the second Lesmo now. I think he slightly missed the apex as he picks up a decent tow, or a distant tow, from the Aston Martin ahead of us, which is Bear Remy, who's currently on an outlap. But we make our way now into the second, Scary, sorry, I messed up very badly there, but nice line through there, carrying a lot of speed as you're required to in the Lesmos and towards the Scary too. A distant tow as an Alpine pulls the right hand side. That's an Aston Martin, sorry, I didn't see the colour until very late. And now we're making our way towards Parabolica, and gets a decent exit as well, hugging the apex very nicely. And let's see what lap time we can set then. It's going to be.
It's brilliant.
Oh, P3.
Oh, very, very good lap. That was very solid from Laser. Very, very solid lap. If you didn't have a good qualifying in that one, I don't know what will, but that is a very good time there for Laser. But it really depends on the others now. Let's see what happens. Bear Remy is then shown on that now. He's just gone past through Ascari. But what's traffic going to be like? What's congestion going to be like? Because right now all I can see is sectors at the end of the second sector is a big load of cars going through Ascari. Bear Remy is 2 tenths up on his time at the moment. He's set up purple first sector. It's looking pretty good for him in the Aston as he comes towards the first Lesmo. Use all of the run on the outside. Now going into the second Lesmo, kisses the curve like he kisses his nan. Brilliant work. Now towards the I'm gonna giggle, but look at the traffic as he's about to come towards him now. Is it not going to be a disturbance for him? Oh, these are validated, unfortunately, but that was a good attempt, though.
I think in the second chicane, I think he had a massive snap of oversteer, so unfortunately lost a bit of time. But yeah, that's a shame there for Berry. Maybe we didn't see what he could have done. He was 2 tenths up alone in the first sector already, so still got a lot of time to be found. But he's got 21 seconds left to go. But what's he going to do? Is he going to save the ERS as much as he can? The tyres will be hot by the stage because he's been through the first and second sector pushing, but he's going for another one again. So critical stage of qualifying. We've got Rogue Smithy down at turn 2. We've got MDJ starting a lap. So I'm going to keep an eye on Rogue Smithy because he's higher up in P5, and Ramavaj is also out on the circuit. Ramavaj on pole again like he was at the Hungarian Grand Prix. So can he remain there as well? It's looking good this season as Rogue Smithy's a 10th up in the first sector is the Williams driver, but dips a wheel on the grass there, but not too much wheel spin as he gets away with it. Usually I hate that second chicane because you can be very precise, but Rogue Smithy has invalidated his lap time. Hurricane is in P2 in the Red Bull there, so all attention then towards MDJ to see what he could do in the first Lesmo, and now going towards second Lesmo.
He was 72 thousandths faster in his first sector, but it's set a personal best, but not the quickest, but he's setting a solid lap at the moment. But here comes MDJ now. It's a 10th up. He's looking good for MDJ at the moment. He's looking very good for him at the moment. Hurricane's retired the session. I don't know what Ramavaj is doing, but look at this. MDJ's getting a stitching from his teammate. This is smart. It's the road's being validated. Want to help out your teammate. This is looking brilliant for MDJ at the moment. As he comes through this final corner now, is it going to be in pole position? It is 18.8, brilliant work, and MDJ probably will take.
Mackett!
No! Oh, what a lap from Mackett! Absolutely brilliant.
Oh my goodness me, I did not predict that qualifying at all, but wow, what a fantastic qualified. Jarkun did a great job as well. So that was Atlas who spun out of Ascari, because we saw an AlphaTauri on the right hand side of the track when we were on board with MDJ, and also Hurricane crashed in the second Lesmo unfortunately, so he dipped a wheel on the gravel probably and spun and crashed in there unfortunately. But Mackey on pole again like he was in Austria, but those were the wet conditions. Now it's the dry conditions. Let's see what happens then. Maki already a race winner this season, with MDJ still looking for his first win. Ramiraj also won a Grand Prix too, with Bear Remy on the podium a few times. So we'll see. Our championship leader, who did one lap only in P6. Wow, how he managed to do one lap only in still in good shape and form, because usually it takes a long time for drivers to get settled, but Laser just hooked it up immediately, doing the one lap and put him into 6th place.
Not to mention the fact that Bahrain was down in the lower positions as well. But what I find is smart is with Rogue Smithy, like you said, he validated his lap, but he was in a perfect prime position to help out his teammate to give him the tow down the back straight before Monica to give him a chance, to give a sniff of a chance to get pole. But just was enough, and Mackett just took in the end.
What I find weird that, sorry about that, I'm a bit ill, so I've been muting my mic a bit because I'm coughing. So yeah, if you hear me mute my mic, that's because I'm coughing quite a bit. But what I find weird about that slipstream is he made MDJ go to the right. Usually you pull to the right yourself if you give it a slipstream, but MDJ was the one that had to go to the right instead. So I don't think it will cost him a bit too much time. But obviously you want to focus on your way down towards Parabolica, which can be a difficult corner, especially with your tyres very hot at that stage as well. But congrats to Makia in the Alpine. Second pole this season. Can he convert it into a second win? MDJ P2 ahead of Ramiraj. Sorry about that. Beremy P4, Hurricane P5, Laser P6, Dragon 7th, Rogue Smithy 8th, Lord Danny Boy, great qualifying, and Dusker first appearance in 10th.
I'm about to say, what's the weather going to be like now for the race? Is it dry and dry? Is it going to be dry to wet? Looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day in Italy. So, really, it all goes well. It's going to be a nice, good, clean, dry session. But we all know about the start and the first chicane. It always causes chaos. What's it going to be like in this race? Is it going to be a chaotic start? Is it going to be a clean start? Who's going to break early? Who's going to break late? It's going to be all down to tactical mind games. Who gets the advantage out of that first chicane? Because places can be gained, but also positions can be very much be lost. It's going to be very, very interesting how this is going to plan out.
As Sebastian Vettel unfortunately found out back in 2018 when he tried going wheel to wheel with Hamilton, but made contact with him and spun the car around and didn't have a great result either, whereas Hamilton went on to win that race ahead of Kimi Räikkönen as well. But yeah, like you said, all can be lost and gained in the first few laps, especially a track like Monza where it's so tight down into turn 1. It's a heavy braking zone, and all the way down into second chicane where it's a heavy braking zone with a tight chicane right there too. So we'll see if any drivers are willing to keep their nose in. We've seen plenty of contact on the first lap in Monza as well, especially with that race in 2011 we saw. I think it was Lietzi who put a wheel on the grass there, spun the car, took out Rosberg and Petrov in the process, even though he was in last place and Rosberg was about 6th or 7th at the time. So yeah,
tell me about it. That was 2011. That was way back when. That's like many years ago. Jeez, it feels. I feel old now hearing about 2011 and F1 and Sebastian Vettel's glory dominant days in F1. That was a very long time ago. But well done for you to remember that. I didn't even think about it myself. So fair play. That makes me feel a bit old.
Yeah, me too as well. I don't know how old you are, but it makes me feel old too.
Turned 27 a couple of weeks ago.
So I'm 6 years younger then.
Jeez, now you're making me even feel older.
It's nice to have you on the commentary box. So this is our first time really talking as well, in general.
And hopefully, yeah, it's gonna be like this for the rest of the season, which is gonna be very exciting. A nice little commentary duo. Hope it's gonna last a long while. So we'll form a great partnership together, like David Croft and Martin Brundle.
Yeah, unfortunately, all my exes left me in the past season or not, but luckily I got you now, so hopefully you'll stick with me.
I will, trust me. I'll be with you to the very end of the season, and definitely, hopefully, for the foreseeable future. So, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. It's definitely been one of those today. You can see in the Red Bull garage that one of the drivers has selected soft tyres, which will be very interesting to see. And as well, but MDJ like you said, can he get his first win of the season? It's a very difficult grid at the moment. It looks very, very, very competitive. I can see the reason why Division 1 is ramping up to be a very exciting season. 4 winners in the first 4 different winners in the first 4 races. Sounds very, very spicy going into this race tonight.
And also Harry Kane, MDJ, the ones that are likely to win most of the time haven't even got a race win this season, even though they had quite a few last season too. So those
That's
two,
incredible.
yeah, those two still haven't got a race win, unfortunately for them.
If I know MDJ, on a personal note, he'll be so cool, calm as a cucumber in his position. He's starting what, third? So really, he's got one of the best. If he can get a really good start out of the first corner, if he gets the first launch out of the start, literally he can get a good advantage going into the first turn because he'll get the advantage of the slipstream from the guy in P1. So really, MDJ is in a very good position in the Williams. So my money's on him to get a really good start off the start going into the first turn because MDJ, if I know him, and I know I do, he's in a very good position.
He has the inside line going down to turn 1, so can he try and chomp ahead of Mackett going down there, or can Mackett try and stick around the outside? We'll see, but the guys in Div 1 have been told to ready up, and we'll have the formation lap, then the race as well. So the formation lap, just preparing your tyres, preparing your brakes, and settling your nerves before the race starts going as well, because I know my nerves will be all over the place too if you're started high up in the field. A lot to lose as well, so let's wait for them to get racing, and we'll see what tyre compounds they've been used. Like you said, there's a soft tyre being used in the Red Bull by Alex Haug, so maybe he's going for that aggressive strategy as he's further down the field and wants to gain as many positions as he can.
Isn't it nice to see the formation lap return? Isn't it great to see? I have missed it. I really have.
Yeah, me too, mate. I've missed it too. Just the formation lap's great because you just get to warm your tyres up. You don't have to go straight away. We could talk about things and talk about strategies and just make them more realistic.
There's a lot of hard tyre runners going in this race and only 2 soft tyre runners. That's very interesting to see.
We've got a few mediums in there, got about 5 medium runners, and Low Daddy Boy's the highest out of all of them. No, Rogue Smithy is, sorry, in P8. Both Williams are splitting strategies. They did that back at the Hungarian Grand Prix too. I think MDJ came out better of it. But Glock, the man who's got a second qualifying in a row, is in P20 on the soft compound tyres again. Remember, he finished in P6 after the Belgian Grand Prix, but unfortunately he's got another qualifying ban, so yeah, it's a shame for him because he's got great potential pace as well. He didn't finish sorry about that, he didn't win at all last season when he had the chance to, unfortunately, but this season's not going well for him either, even though he's been up high there in the last few races where things have happened like penalties, blue flags, yellow flags as well, and safety cars. It's just can't get it together, can Glock, but Glock will still keep pushing, and hopefully he can try and get those results he needs, because it's still round 5, we've still got plenty of races left to go this season, so hopefully he's got his head in the long term, not the short term as well. But the guys at the front then, we're thinking about the 27 lap race, and we'll see how all pans out. It's quite unpredictable, you know. Mackett finished first on old hard compound tyres, whereas the rest were on brand new softs. He was about over 20 lap old tyres, where everybody else was a brand new softs, and he still won. And
that's interesting to see because soft tyres, they last around 10 to 12 laps. The Glock and Atlas will be very much be pushing and be very, very aggressive at the very much of the start. The rest of the field are going very conservative. They want to go long into this race, probably to go long onto the soft tyre or possible early safety car. Maybe go to the medium tyre. It could mean many things. But here we go. They're lining up onto the grid now. It's all about placing car in the right place possible. Trying to get those beautiful purple bits. You can see Mackett edged onto his slot beautifully. MDJ the same in P2. So I was wrong. He was in P3, and there's the DSQs coming in. And here we go. Over to you, pal.
Thank you.
It's all yours.
Cheers, mate. So we'll see who gets a good launch off the start in the first phase, and who can continue it down into the first chicane. But here we are then with my horrible camera angle. The lights are away for round 5. It looks like Mackie's got a decent start. MDJ will be under pressure from Ramafaj. He pulls to the left hand side, and we'll see if Ramafaj can get ahead of MDJ. But MDJ tags Mackett, and he's in the grass as well. That's a big mistake from MDJ. Oh my goodness me, he's forced Mackett into a mistake, and unfortunately Mackett's down the field then as MDJ takes the lead of the Grand Prix by over 1.3 seconds as well. Don't know what happened to Ramafaj. Where is he? He's at his 17th place. I've no idea what happened to him.
Ramavod spun. He looked at the rear tyres and he spun the car. That's what happened to Ramavage.
And then that's a penalty coming MDJ's way. And look at this battle between JDM and Martin. Both squeezing each other. JDM's ahead of Martin. I remember JDM winning Martin's podium chances last season too. And Martin's not willing to give up as he goes down the inside into the second Lesmo. This is a risky move, but still makes it work. And now JDM's put offline, which allowed Danny Boy to come through as well. Danny Boy is up into P11. I think he lost a few positions at the start of the Grand Prix too. Glock is ahead of Samit then from 20th up to 4th. 6 places in the middle sector already. That's incredible there. Not even the first lap. AJ's gone.
TNR's gone. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car's out. Right. So virtual safety car, they're now going to be part of the Scale X trick set. Keep to the Delta. No drive-through penalties, hopefully. So this is now down to time management, down to saving your fuel. So this is not looking too bad at the moment, but that start, NDJ hitting the back of his championship rival, and so hopefully Mackett can get. So well, Mackett hasn't lost too many places. He's gone down to 8th, but in the long run, he hasn't lost too much. So he can definitely come back from this position because he has got the pace for it. Glock, as you mentioned, has had a fantastic start from last. He's up to 13th already in a space of a lap, which is fantastic to see. So Glock had a really good start. I hope there's a good momentum builder going into the next, after his virtual safety car has ended.
I hope so for his sake, because he's on the soft compound tyres, so I hope he wanted to make up as many places as he can whilst the soft compound tyres are still at their best there. But this virtual safety car has ended then as we continue racing, but there's a yellow flag down there already. JDM's ahead of Lord Danny Boy, but I think a Red Bull has spun somewhere. Alex Howell's going very slowly. He's picked up a penalty too. It's a 5-second time penalty for him as he made contact. But here's Rogue Smithy then. He's quite close towards Hurricane. He's on the medium compound tyres, of course, so the quicker tyre in comparison to the hards and the mediums then. So we put in Hurricane under huge source of pressure as we make our way down into Parabolica, but no DRS enabled until the next lap. Further down I can see Mackie very close towards the back of Dusker as well, as they may have their own battle for P7, but Bear Remy, the gap was 1.3 in the first lap, now it's 8.10, so crucially Bear Remy is back in DRS range, and Rogue Smithy makes a move. He's passed.
Lovely move there for Rogue Smithy, and he will be going after Berrimi to make the Williams 1-2. But MTJ, he was 1-2 sending up at the start, but he has lost time during that fight. And we've got some action in the midfield. We've got 2 Ferraris and a Mercedes fighting it out. That is TNR Langfell and Danny Boy up against Glock. And Glock is up into 11th place at the moment as both Ferraris are squabbling. But Glock is up into 11th place. So Glock is still ploughing through the field.
That was a risky move because you didn't see the full scale of it. They were 3 wide into turn 2 and somehow made it unscathed. No contact was made, obviously rubbing wheels of course, but obviously that's going to be made. But as long as there's no front wing damage or anything like that, it's okay. But that was incredible racing. It looks like somebody spun. Is that Samit? Oh, Samit had a dismal Monza Grand Prix. It looks like it's not his strongest track. He has been strong in the last few races, but unfortunately not here tonight. As look at this, both Ferraris are scrapping between themselves. Langfell tried to overtake Danny Boy or the other way round, but looks like Lord Danny Boy's into P12 now, and Langfell down to P13.
As well, he's in there as well, because if you think about it, he had a bit of a poor start to his race. He wants to make a recovery after this, so right now, as MTJ sets the fastest lap with Lama Rogue Smith, the Williams are flying. Speaking of which, Rogue Smithy up into P2. So Williams are now 1-2 in this Grand Prix.
Do you know what I said last week as well? As Glock makes a move on JDM, he puts himself up into P10 ahead of the McLaren. I said last week that Rogue Smithy, he has to help MDJ the championship, because I know Rogue Smithy can be quite aggressive and therefore make a lot of mistakes. But here he is in P2, did a great job and helping his teammates score those championship points as well. And looks like Williams then in P1 and P2 off to a flyer. But we know Rogue Smithy's on the medium compound tyres, so be pitting quite early in comparison to the rest of them on the hards. We know MDJ could be on for a potential penalty, unless he got tapped behind from Ramovage, not quite sure. But that's a shame there for Mackett and Ramovage. They both fell down the field, but Ramovage fell further down. He's in P14. Has he got the pace to come back through? A dismal start from our Grand Prix winners in P8 and P14, but we could be on course for brand new Grand Prix winners, because the top 4 haven't won a race this season.
Danny Boy overtakes JDM going towards the Scari, so that's 11th place for Danny Boy. So Ferrari's making slow progress as Glock has already caught up to his teammate of Martin. Are the two Mercedes going to communicate now and swap the strategy around? Because Glock is on the faster tyre, and if I was Martin, I'll just give Glock the position, give him his progress. Because he is on the faster tyre, and they're willing to grade faster, which he is. So which is what smart gets for the wins. Is Rogue Smith fighting his teammates? No.
That's the question. What are both Williams going to do? Like you said, both Mercedes have swapped positions, but what about the junior team in Williams? Back here's ahead of Dusker. He puts himself up into P7, then ahead of Dusker. Dusker, reserve driver, did a great job so far. Look at this, another 3-wide moment with JDM, Lord, Danny Boy, and Ramovaj as well, trying to make a lost ground.
As well between the two. Ramovaj is involved as well. This is going to get very tasty. Going towards the second chicane. This is going to be looking pretty good. Side by side between the two. Ramovaj, JDM. Oh, Ramovaj! Literally doing a four-wheel drift into the chicane. Looks like a rally car going through there. And JDM holds on. Can Danny Boy get through as well? He does. Only just. This is so close between the two. Oh, JDM. Oh! I'll tell you now, Ramovaj was brave going around the outside and he made it work. Fair play.
Yeah, Ramovaj gained 2 for 1 and he lost it immediately, but gained 1 back on Langfeld. But both Williams are close. What are both Williams going to do in first and second? Because we know Rogue Smithy's on the faster tyre. It looks like a very quick Williams tonight is Rogue Smithy. It looks like Rogue Smithy has the upper hand this time, whereas MDJ's teammates had the better of him in the last few races. But here we are then on the long straight.
He's overtaking him. He's not going to help. He's going to overtake him. So Rogue Smith has made his own mind up and wants to make progress.
Yellow flag. Ramovaj is out.
Oh,
He's out of the Grand Prix.
Oh, safety car's out. That's going to help Glock a lot. That's going to help Glock. Glock will definitely be alright with that.
He's done a Kimi Räikkönen when he crashed in the Alfa Romeo back in 2019 at the end of Q3, or the start of Q3. So a safety car has came out there, and we'll see these guys pitted. I think on the medium compound tyres at Glock, I think it's a good chance for Glock to pit, do you think?
Yes, I agree. Glock is on final lap full tyres. They were literally halfway through his stint. So really, with the other guys pitting as well, from it, don't know what were the hard tyre runners, but medium tyres maybe going off the hard, possibly, but with Glock on the soft compound tyre, he'll definitely pit. He'll most likely possibly mean it's, if you're going aggressive or hard going conservative. It's down to Glock's choice really and what he wants to do. But that is helped out the Mercedes driver a lot with his stint. But that's interesting though. With the Williams, Rogue Smithy decides to go ahead of NTJ. Now, is that a tactical thing, or is that a racist mentality to go and try and put himself involved later on in the championship? Because Rogue Smithy, like you said before, he is a very, very fast driver, but he can make a few little errors here and there. He's like, what would you call it? A prime Roman Grosjean. Very, very quick, but with a few little rough edges in his diamond. But I won't still count out Rogue Smithfield to get his victory in this Grand Prix.
Well, that's interesting then. Rogue Smithy has stayed out, whereas the others have pitted on the hard compound tyres. Dusker has stayed out too. So the guys on the hards have pitted, except Dusker, but Rogue Smithy has stayed out there, which is very interesting because I thought he'd go from mediums to hards, like you said. But he stayed out there 1 lap extra. He can't, because the safety car's there to bunch him all up. And if he pits this lap, he'll fall down to last.
Glock's gone to hards. Glock's gone to hards. So that's interesting. And like you said before, Rogue Smithy was in the lead. He's in front of the winners pairing. So he would have first choice of strategy, but it gave it to his teammates. So that is very, very interesting to see.
I'm quite confused at like a decision. I thought that Rogue Smithy would have got him first. Well, we'll see how the strategy plays out for him. He's on the medium compound tyres, so he's obviously going from mediums to hards. But we'll see if a second safety car comes out and helps the strategy. Yep, down in P11. So Glock's on the hard compound tyres. He could take them towards the end. But what about the medium runners now? Can they take their tyres towards the end, or will it be a stretch?
It is going to be a stretch, very big stretch. Because you think about it, it's not high degrading track in some ways, but with the long corners, the parabolica, and the very aggressive turns of the second sector, it's going to be very interesting to see how these tyres will really play out. Noldus has said NTJ P1 prediction. So he's predicting NTJ to be ahead. Well, NTJ is the lead car on the fresher tyres of this pack. So he stands within a very good chance of doing so. So that is very interesting to see. if that happens. But yeah, it's a stretch, a massive stretch.
And we'll see if Rogue Smithy. I don't think Rogue Smithy's strategy will play out, you know, because I think he might get caught quickly from the guys behind on new medium tyres slash soft slash hard. So I think Rogue Smithy staying out there has cost him or shot him in the foot. How long can he stay in P1 for? Another safety car will be doable for him, but I dare say that is the wrong strategy for him, unfortunately. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see what's God going to do then in P10, because he's of course underneath the safety car. He's on fresh hard tyres. They can go possibly to the end of the race, possible, if there's nothing else happening, as there's something going on in down there. But they said there's something. They said they sort themselves out. But it's a very good chance the clock could be within a chance to get a very good result. But it depends on what happens everywhere else around him. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that's going to play out.
It is indeed, and the medium runners, they don't have to put a get there to clear as they use the one tyre, a different tyre, but at the same time those tyres might fall off the cliff. I had this scenario where a safety car came out a few weeks ago at this stage of the Grand Prix. I went from hards to mediums and they were dead, but luckily a late safety car came out so we could all go on the soft compound tyres later on. So the medium runners now will have a problem getting towards the end. They should be okay, but the peak performance of that tyre should be gone, and therefore Glock will be able to power. Of course, this is all talking without another safety car, because we know safety cars could happen and change the whole trajectory and plans for the race. But at the same time, we've got to think about it too ahead of us about what's going to happen later on with the strategies. And Rogue Smithy also could be in a bit of danger towards the end of the Grand Prix too. Safety cars at the end of this lap, we'll see what happens. And the first victim for MDJ is Langfell. How quickly can he dispose of those cars? Or was it a team order, like you said? Did MDJ say, stay out Rogue Smithy, I'll pit? Was that a tactical call, or was it a tactical call to screw his teammate over?
It's very interesting if we can get the both winnings, guys. If they do finish on the podium, we'll look forward to hear from Rogue Smithy and MDJ to see how this works. But here we go. Rogue Smithy, it's taking the very nice slow approach, which is very, very strategic for him. He can do what he wants. He is the lead car. He is the safety car. It's up to him when he wants to put his foot down, which he has now. So let's see how he can do. Oh, that's a very good start from Rogue Smithy. Brilliant. And MDJ is actually on the inside of Langfell. And he's down to the inside of Duckstar, who blocks the door. And here we go. Langfell and Duckstar. Oh, look at this. That's not good for him. Duckstar cut the corner. He overshot it. And here we go. And MDJ is now taking on Duckstar and gets through. And Williams back to 1-2 in a space of the chicane. Brilliant.
But the difference is MDJ's on fresher tyres now, so it'll be easily. I think Rogue Smithy will be easy praise for him, easy pickings unfortunately for him, as he was doing a great job before the safety car came out. JDM's ahead of Glock, he's up into P10, obviously we know Glock is on the hard compound tyre, so he has to think about the long game with JDM, has to back out, that's Jargon, sorry, Glock's fallen down into P11 in the Mercedes there, so it looks like he's started to struggle on the hard compound tyres, wants to get heated up and warmed up. Hurricanes right behind Langfell, who'll be hoping to get past his Norwegian compatriot very quickly, but he can't quite do so. It's very important for him to dispatch him before they lose the DRS, but look at Langfell really struggling in those corners at Ascari. He was sliding. Look at Laser, he's in between them. He's trying to go 3 abreast now. Look at this, 3 abreast with Mackett right behind as we head down towards Parabolica. Laser's going to back out of this, you know, wisely. As you can see there, you can see the Langfell. You can see Langfell early in the break says he doesn't want to be involved in a collision on all the tyres. Mackett's through as well, up into P7 now, but it's still side by side. We can see Laser right behind Hurricane. Hurricane's been cost by this a lot as well. Now he's in the back of the slipstream of him, pulls the right side, down the inside he goes into turn 1, but Hurricane's later breaks, Mackett right there too, with also Langfell looking at the action too, but they all sort themselves out thankfully, and no contact is made.
That was very tactical driving from all of them, to be fair. So what happened? Literally, with that 3 whites of hour, Laser was being the more experienced driver of holding it off and literally being, well, the wiser man backing out and then good attack later. We have got a change of lead. MTJ has overtaken Rogue Smithy for the lead. So Rogue Smithy's going to play as a barrier to the guys behind. And the first guy he's going to defend is Berimi. But he has got the other drivers behind him.
Yeah, and bear with me, they're putting pressure on Rogue Smithy, but I feel sorry for Rogue Smithy, but all the ties. Dusker has been overtaken by Hurricane, he puts himself up into P4. Hurricane having to catch up now after losing a lot of time behind Langford. That's the problem when you get stuck behind older cars, or older people. Sorry, older people. When you get stuck behind drivers on older tyres.
It hasn't worked! Bury me since a second! It hasn't worked!
And it hasn't indeed, he's up into P2 now, but what I'm going to say is drivers on older tyres, finally got my words out there, but that's what happens when you when the safety car comes out, it mixes everything around. Mackett now is side by side with Dusker, but Rogue Smithy at the back of Bear Remy, will he get past him again? He'll try to, with older tyres, how much is he willing to risk around the outside into turn 1, in the inside of turn 2, contact's made!
Oh, that's the clumsiness we were talking about! But hopefully no harm's been done through there, but that is a very risky move there for Rogue Smithy, but looks like no damage has been done, so they can carry on.
Rogue Smithy reminds me, and you can see Bear Remy understandably weaving, frustrated. I would be the same thing too, but Rogue Smithy being a bit too aggressive. I know he's helping his teammate, but at the same time we're very fair as well. He pushed him out of the way essentially in turn 2.
Big fight in the midfield of the one. Oh, big accident! Oh, the Ferraris are very close to each other, jeez! Big fight in the midfield. I didn't see what's going on. There was a big kerfuffle of cars, but there was a bit of a contact between the Ferrari and the Alpha Tauri, and Bear Remy has now gone past Rogue Smithy now, so Rogue Smithy will probably get him in the DRS zone, but all this is doing is helping out MDJ, pulling out his lead.
Indeed it is. Can Bear Remy try and catch MDJ in clear air? We'll see. Rogue Smithy is still at the back of him, but DRS, like you said, will be enabled. Bear Remy is in a great position in P2 as well. Scored a podium at the Austrian Grand Prix as well, so he's been on good form so far this season. Has the Aston Martin driver always showed some decent pace, but yeah, been involved in some contact too. Here we are with the DRS down the main straight. We've got Hurricane right behind Rogue Smithy. Look at this. Oh no! No!
Oh, Rogue Smithy!
What have you?
Oh dear!
Oh, I feel I just mentioned.
Oh no! I think that that's the Alpine of Mackett. He's been spun as well. Mackett's been spun. Oh dear, Dragon as well. Oh dear! And that all started from Rogue Smithy breaking a little bit too late and hitting the back of him. Oh, Bear Remy, that will not go down well.
Yeah, Rogue Smithy just reminds me of an old, young Max Verstappen back then when he drove a Red Bull in the early years of 2016.
By the way, can I just point out something, by the way? Glock P5 and the moment for starting last.
Great drive indeed. It's also on the hard compound tyres, a fresh hard, which should go towards the end of the Grand Prix too. We've got Atlas versus Lord Danny Boy. He's trying to go around the outside, but it can't quite work. He's compromised himself by being offline. He's also almost lost the car coming out the corner, very close to being the barriers. But now we've got Dusker, a reserve driver in P4 with a 3-second time penalty, I presume, to his name, right behind Rogue Smithy, the Canadian Liverpool driver, who is being very aggressive despite being on older tyres. He's got to be very careful, Rogue Smithy, because he might find himself in another qualifying ban or so. But here's Dusker coming towards third place then on the right hand side and puts his Alfa Romeo into P3 then, and hopefully Rogue Smithy don't outbrake himself and hit him, which he doesn't do.
I just get worried of him being on the brakes, but well control there for Rogue Smithy there, and now Dusker can now get away. But also, he's on the hard compound tyre. He hasn't stopped yet, but he can use those tyres to good advantage. Because the thing is, with Rogue Smithy's tyres now starting to slowly degrade away, it's now giving the advantage to Duster on the harder compound side due to longer durability. So right now, advantage Duster in the tyre strategies.
He still has to pit in the race, but doing a great job so far on the hard compound tyres. A Glock as well in P5. We'll see how his progress can be made as well on a brand new set of hards. Martin's also on a brand new set of hards as well, so they both Mercedes pitted at the same time in P5 and P6.
Good point. So Mercedes, right now, they're in a very good position to score a decent finish today. Both of them.
We'll see, because the only thing that can be ruined by Glock's and Martin's strategy is a potential other safety car. They probably don't want it, although we will bunch up the field, but at the same time, those medium runners be hanging off towards the end of the cliff, towards the end of the race, and it could be advantage Mercedes. And here comes Rogue Smith. He hasn't finished with Dusker just yet, and he's got the DRS enabled. It pulls them outside, and it'll take P3 away again. Both of them haven't made a pit stop yet. under the safety car. Neither has Langfeld as we head down into
Laser
turn 1.
and Martin. Laser's now gone down the inside of the other Mercedes. And Laser has gone past Martin. Martin wants to get the drive out of the second part of the chicane. No use. Laser has hold on to the position.
Great move indeed by Laser. I believe he had a fight with Lord Danny Boy to check his chicane, and also Danny Boy was under pressure from JDM right behind him too as we head down into the second chicane. Della Roger chicane can be a very difficult corner as you don't want to hit the curves too much. We've got Samid versus Zenum as well as Alex Haug is right behind him too. And Samu's up into P30, did spin as well, I think, before the first safety car. He's back up there, and Glock has overtaken Dusker.
Glock! Oh, Glock comes to fourth now. He's absolutely flying at the moment. His race, ever since that safety car, has transformed his race. And this is absolutely unbelievably good driving here for Glock.
Could be on chance for podium for sure, but what about the race win? He's still 6.2 behind Harry Kane, who's 2 seconds behind MDJ.
Oh, Alex Haug is out of the race. It's going to be a safety car. And like you said before, the safety car's come out because Alex Haug has lost the car in Ascari and he's out of the race.
Oh, Dusker, Glock stayed out there. Why has he stayed out there for? He should have pitted onto a brand new set of mediums. But Glock was going into the pit lane and opted to stay out there. So that's a very interesting strategy call for him. And Dusker's overtaken him in the pit lane, but I'm not quite sure what Glock was thinking there. I think he should have gone to the pit lane and put on a brand new set of tyres. Rogue Smithy is able to make a pit stop. So is Dusker too.
But my word, literally, this race is getting better and better, strength for strength. We're only on lap 15 out of 27. I think we're just about we're half distance now. Rogue Smithy now is opting for the softs, so he's now trying to go very aggressive. Glock is not pitted, Martin's not pitted, so maybe they want to go to the end of this race. Hurricane and MDJ, what are they going to do? That's a very interesting call, what they're going to be doing. Very, very interesting.
Well, they've still got 1 lap to go because I thought they called up the safety car immediately, but they haven't. So Glock and Martin, well, Martin or whoever can pit and still not lose a lot of time and stay where they are because they're Delta due to the safety car because the leader hasn't caught the safety car. So I presume MDJ and Harry Kane will pit. They couldn't pit because the safety car was deployed when they went past the pit lane, but luckily they catch up to them, otherwise it would be all sorts of hell from there. But anyways, I think these two will pit at the end of this lap and go to a brand new set of mediums or softs. We'll see what strategy they go for.
So 16, 17, 18, possibly 19. I don't know. It's a push for the softs. It's a bit of a push. But we're going to see what happens. Because MDJ's coming in now. So is Harry Kane. What about the Mercedes? Glock's in. Martin's in. So is Langfeld. Langfeld's 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Sperimi has come in. So they'll be safe from any danger. MDJ mediums. Glock, Harry Kane softs. Glock softs. Berimi in fourth. Just coming out
oh,
to the
look
pit
at this.
He's on softs.
Look at this. It's going to be a drag race down to turn 1. Who's going to get ahead of who? They go down into turn 1. Rogue Smithy. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Oh, make contact.
Oh, no.
And they're both off the track too.
No. Wow, that's even more interesting. I just caught the end of that. So, Glock was on the pit exit. He had the inside line, but was Rogue Smithy ahead of him going out of the pit exit line? That's the question, because the line divides the end of the pit exit. Was he ahead of Glock, or was it the other way around? I do not know.
That was so close. We don't get raced under a safety car, do we? Is it a safety car?
Exactly, and that's the thing. I've never seen that one before, but it's just turned into a very interesting strategy race. And this incident, Glock and Rogue Smithy already had issues already in this race. They made contact in the first chicane. Then after that, now having this incident on pit exit underneath the safety car. Well, what's going to happen next? I do not know. It's a very unpredictable race.
Rogue Smithy's had a lot of incidents at turn 1, even under a safety car, like you said. But I'm going to go for a drink right now while I have the opportunity. I need a glass of water, so I'll be right back very shortly.
That's fine. I'll cover you for a bit. So,
I thought you said you were going to come with me then.
Oh, well, I wish, but I don't know where you live. So, so MTJ, is still currently under investigation at the end of the race after the contact with Mackett at the end. So his race win is still uncertain. Harry Kane is in a very good position on top. Glock, after a very stellar drive at the start, the soft strategy at the start has definitely gone to plan, very much to plan at the start. He's gone from 20th up to P3. Rogue Smithy is definitely been in the wars, is in P4. Danny Boy in P5, he's on also medium compound tyres, so he's probably going to pray that the soft tyres die out at the end. But under the 10 laps of this Grand Prix to go, it's going to be very interesting to see when these soft tyres are going to die out and when they are. But we're still, in my opinion, I think, with 9 laps possibly, it's going to be a big possible chance that the soft tyres might actually last. Because they will last, because if you think about it, it's going to be a 9-lap sprint. Possible 8-lap sprint. I mean, I'm not too sure. But it's going to be somewhat intriguing to see what happens. Is Scott going to get a victory? I don't know. Is Rogue Smith going to get a victory? Don't know. Harry Kane, is he going to get a victory? Don't know. Is the medium compound going to work? We got so many. I can ask so many questions, but this race will give me answers.
And I'm back too. I don't think the safety car's coming in towards the end of this lap because the guy last place, Mackett, hasn't caught up. I feel sorry for Mackett, man, because
I was just about to say, yeah, I feel bad for Mackett.
It's just a shame because he had great pace in qualifying, but got took out in the first lap, unfortunately, by MDJ. But we'll see what MDJ has to say if he does still the finish of the podium, because we've got a few softeners behind us. Harry Kane is on the softs too, so MDJ could be in a bit of trouble, you know, at the end of this Grand Prix.
So after this lap, we've got 8 laps to go. The soft tyres can last 10 to 12 laps, so they'll be fine coming towards the end of the race. Depends how hard they're pushing. Because Harry Kane is going to be all over MDJ's backside at the start. He'll be all over like a sniffing bloodhound after his prey. Rogue Smithy is going to be interesting to watch. Is Glock going to be getting a victory as well for starting all the way to the back? Is MDJ going to get his first win of the season, depending on his investigation after the race? It's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Oh, and JDM has just stopped for soft tyres, so Maka has made up a place. So he's now in P16. So it's just going to be interesting to see what's going to happen.
Funny enough, the other top 8 in this race, neither of those guys have won a race this season. Yeah, I could confidently say. So any of the top 8 could win this cup, could get their first win of the season. But we'll see, because Laser has got a win. But the rest of the guys who have got a win is Ramovac, who unfortunately is out of this Grand Prix, Salmon as well, and Hazara, who's a reserve driver, who's not here. So Laser is the only driver inside the top 10 who's won a race this season. We'll see if a brand new winner, and the safety car is coming towards the end of this lap. So we'll see some more racing action, and this should get very interesting, though. Can Harry Kane get the win? Can Glock get the win? What about Rogue Smithy as well? He was at a big disadvantage when the first safety car came out. He was on all the tyres, but it swung his way. We'll see if MDJ will be put under pressure now after a dominating lead after the second safety car or first. But we'll see then if he can control it with those guys behind the soft compound tyres. Who is going to win this Monza Grand Prix? A chaotic race indeed. We're about to see more chaos later on, and we'll see then what happens down into turn 1.
Are you ready for a 7-lap showdown, my friend? Are you ready for it? Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I can't wait to see who wins. This could be super interesting. As we see MDJ going towards the final corner, Harry Kane has got to have cat-like reactions if he wants to win this Grand Prix to keep Glock at bay and Rogue Smithy, but try and fight MDJ too. And we'll see how the safety car restart goes. Both Alpines swapping positions for some reason. They're both race winners. Off we go then for the restart, and looks like Harry Kane has been caught up in a bit. He's got Glock right behind.
Glock got a very good start.
We'll see what happens down into turn 1. Then Harry Kane's got the inside line covered. And Rogue Smithy's looking for ways to get past the line. The Ferrari is almost off the track there as he went deep into turn 1. And now Martin is around the outside into turn 2. Great smooth by Martin and making the Ferrari into a mistake, but we'll see then. It looks like MDJ is still in first place ahead of Harry Kane. Glock follows in P3 ahead of Rogue Smithy. None of them made a move. It's turn 1. Rogue Smithy outbroke himself. He goes off the track there, unfortunately for him. He almost hit the back of Glock as well.
So he was trying to avoid Glock, and that's going to give Martin a bit of a sniffer up on Rogue Smithy on the Williams. But good start from MGJ. He calculated very, very well. But now here come the soft time runners. They are going to put so much pressure on him right now. That's like what? 5 guys behind him on softs and 1 minute time runner, which is MTJ in that top 6. So they are going to be queuing behind MTJ. But if MTJ is a very tactical man, I don't think he'll give up this first place up too easily.
Well, whilst those soft compound tyres are still fresh, Harry Kane, Glock and Rogue Smith is going to make a move on here because they know that the DRS is very powerful. If they stay behind too long and overtake him, MDJ has the DRS to fight the beta. But here, it's Harry Kane. Harry Kane's making a move. He sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Then he's going wheel to wheel with the Dutchman, the Norwegian versus the Dutchman. It looks like Harry Kane is ahead for the time being. What about Glock in P3? He's still in P3 there. Can't make a move so far. But MDJ's demoted down into P2. Harry Kane has to pull away now while he has the chance. He can't afford to be stuck in that DRS train because if MDJ is able to stay in DRS, it'll be very difficult to pull away, especially with the soft compound tyres.
Danny Boy and Danny Boy and Berimi, they're swapping positions, and Berimi just getting ahead of the Ferrari.
And Berimi's up into P8. He was on the podium momentarily too in this race, but unfortunately down at turn 1, Rogue Smithy took him out, but he's still in P8. How many positions can he gain after this race as well? Had great pace, like I said. I think I mentioned every single driver's had great pace. Then something's happened to them.
Oh, it's been an incredible Grand Prix, definitely. Can't wait for the next one in Baku in about a week's time. So make sure you watch that. Subscribe to SFR. Subscribe and like. Share with your friends and family so you can definitely watch all this exciting racing action. Glock right now pressuring MDJ, but MDJ is pressuring on the Red Bull. He is not going to give up the victory too lightly. Maybe he's playing a tactical game with the Red Bull. I don't know, but here we go, down to turn 1.
Yeah, MDJ is in the DRS then as Rogue Smithy sets the fastest lap of the race. He's under pressure, and here we are. MDJ pulls the right side. He overtakes Harry Kane, so the Red Bull driver is not able to pull away. But Harry Kane lays the brakes into turn 1 as we head through turn 2, having the inside line. MDJ has the outside. Glock there side by side with the Williams there. This is going to get feisty down into the second chicane. Who is going to... Oh, look at this then as Glock as well, actually hit the back of Harry Kane. That was quite weird indeed.
Oh, this is so close going into the second chicane, and Glock just gets past Harry Kane, and Harry Kane goes a little bit wobbly, and this is Rogue Smith's chance, and gets into third. So MDJ holds on in the best of fashion, and Glock holds on to get into second place. This could be the greatest drive of Glock's career here in SFR, from last to first, and in this race, but can he get past MDJ? Oh no!
That question is answered, and no, it's not. I don't think he'll pull a 3-second gap either. He doesn't have the pure pace, unfortunately. He is frustrated now. Rogue Smithy is right behind the Mercedes too. Could it be a Williams 1-2?
Yeah, I'm about to say, but this can get interesting because Glock and Rogue Smithy, there's been a lot of wars as in this race. So right now, this is down to Glock now. It's actually going to try and attack the race leader. So why not? You might want a 3-second penalty, but he can still use that pace of his to his advantage and gets the position done.
With these guys all bunched up, that 3-second time penalty is going to put him down further than he anticipated, unfortunately. He'll be hoping more drivers pick up penalties, but still, it's been an amazing drive by Glock, but at the same time, penalties, unfortunately, be very consistent not to pick those penalties up as MDJ is right behind the Mercedes driver. But the last lap, Harry Kane fell down to P1 to P4. That's because he backed off as well. He backed off and he let MDJ go through. But he didn't realise that Glock was right behind him and therefore made contact as well. I think he's been very cautious, but at the same time, it dropped to a few positions. It cost himself as well because he's outside the podium. He's fighting for P1. But ended up being dropped outside the podium as MDJ then is right behind Glock once again. I don't think he'll send it. He's got a lot of ERS at his disposal, has the Williams driver, but he won't use it on this short straight here. Rogue Smithy as well, we know what he can be like in battles, and now he's high up in the podium. He'll be holding on for dear life at the podium ahead of Harry Kane.
So both winners will be under investigation after the race. So for their excursions in this race, but that's a later story. So Harry Kane on the pressure of Rogue Smithy down the inside he goes,
Oh!
squeezing. Oh, almost made a massive accident, but lucky the boat tries hold on. Look at this, both winners are fighting. MDJ overtakes Glock.
Oh!
Rogue Smithy!
No!
What are you doing? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Rogue Smithy it's going to give Martin a chance to get into the podium battle, and he takes it.
And Glock is once again very angry with that as Martin is right behind his Mercedes teammate. Could this be a podium opportunity for Martin in the Mercedes, the second Mercedes? Rogue Smithy, I thought he'd go for a move, but he is around the outside. This could be into contact, and it's wheel to wheel action, but it's still making contact. Rogue Smithy.
Careful, Rogue, careful. You don't want to get into even more trouble. That's Martin you're on about. He's one of the directors of SFR.
Oh!
You're really a bit on the wrong side of it.
Oh, ladies of the race! The championship leader is out of this race. He made contact with the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo was also making contact with Langfall. Langfall got pushed in the corner, and therefore Laser caught up in that too. And he's in the barriers. Our championship leader is out of the Grand Prix, and now we've got another safety car. Wow.
Unbelievable. Mackett drive. Oh dear, Mackett. He's had a terrible time. But Rogue Smithy, who's playing dangerous wires with the Mercedes drivers in this entire Grand Prix. I'll tell you now, you take on Martin like that and you'll bite your leg off. And literally, he's playing dangerous wires. But unbelievably, he's kept out of trouble in some way, shape or form. They're all pitting. So what's happened now? Harry Kane's leading the race. Dugster, the reserve, is in now P2. Danny Boy's in P3. Berimi, he's literally been out of it ever since Rogue Smith had made contact with him. He's now back in P4. Same with Drogan, he's in P5. This race has now been turned on its head.
My goodness, it has indeed as well. And we've got Harry Kane as a race leader. So MDJ in PA, if he wants to win this race, in the last 2 laps of this Grand Prix, he has to make a lot of headway. He has to make a lot of ground because drivers ahead of him from 1st all the way down to 8th, there's about 6-7 drivers involved in that, and he has to overtake them on track, which could be very difficult indeed. And also, all those guys are Norwegian, so could Harry Kane get the help from his boys behind him? But Harry Kane is the lead in the race, but Bear Remy is second. What'd you say? I can't actually see that because of the love heart in the way. But,
fourth. He's fourth.
Yeah, he's fourth. I think you're talking about Dusker in P2.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I have no idea who you're talking about, mate, but Harry Kane is leading the race, but Bayern is second. I don't know who that is, mate.
So, yeah, we've got Harry Kane first, Dusker to second, Danny Boy third, Berimi fourth. Berimi's on a lap younger soft tire than the medium, but it's kind of the end of his life. The other drivers are on the same lap on medium tires. They can still go a little bit further to the end of the race. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be very, very intriguing. What happens next now? Is MDJ is going to carve through this field like a hot knife through butter? It's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Drivers in the pit lane.
Wow. Okay then. So that's the position gained already.
Yeah, one driver out of the way, about 5 more to go to get towards Harry Kane, 6 more to go to get to Harry Kane. But Harry Kane, we're wishing that the safety car comes in at the end of this lap, at the end of the last lap, which he won't do, of course. He'll come in towards the end of this lap, and we'll have 2 laps of race action. No more safety cars can be introduced after this one because we're coming towards the limit of it now, or the time limit, must be said, the lap limit. I think that's the best way to put it. So Harry Kane there be wishing that the guys behind him will hold up MDJ a lot, and Glock is right behind in PA2. Rogue Smithy is still in P10. Like, out of the incidents he's been involved in, he's always up there. I don't know how.
I'll tell you what, yeah, I want to say Rogue Smithy's been like he's been in so many wars, but he's still in there, and I'll tell you now, he's definitely still being competitive, and I'll tell you that it's going to be really interesting to see how his driving style is going to play out in the final couple of laps. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But the main question is, can these first soft time runs be carved through the 6 drivers ahead of him who are very quick and very, very stubborn to get past? So Here we go, safety car at the end of this lap. This is going to be so dramatic on the final stages.
And funny enough, everybody inside the top 10 hasn't won a race this season, so anyone inside the top 10 can win a race this season, their first win as well. That is weird to say.
Guaranteed fifth different winner in 5 races. So this is going to be very interesting to see now.
And also, all the race winners are out of the race. Laser, Makit, Ramavaj, and Hazara is not here.
Wow. Here we go. Well, this is it. Final stage is no more safety cars. This is it.
All 15 drivers in one shot. But we're headed on towards lap 26. Hurricane's got 2 laps to defend. And here he is then. He pulls away immediately. What happens to the rest of the guys behind? The main guy to focus on is MDJ. He is right behind Xenom. Let's go to him, shall we? If I can try and go to him. There we go then. He's side by side. But look at Glock. Glock is making it 3 abreast as we make our way down into turn 1. What is going to happen? Glock's in the middle. And let's see what happens down into turn 1. They make contact. And he has to more spun. Glock is around the outside. He has the inside line for turn 2. But MDJ is still trying to stick there. Glock is still in P6. He gets ahead of MDJ. This is crucial for MDJ. He has to overtake Glock on the track to make sure he gets towards Hurricane. But that was very risky indeed. Xenon unfortunately spun in that one. None of them winning to yield. And down the inside goes Glock again into the second chicane.
So late. Holy
no! MDJ's in the gravel. And Rogue Smith is up into P5 now. P6 as MDJ has been caught up dramatically in some accidents. At last is up into P7. So actually MDJ, who was looking to win this Grand Prix, is now out of it, I dare say.
Now, and Claude now literally all over the back of Brett Reeve. No DRS for the foreseeable future now. This is it. It's all down to grip. It's all down to tyres. It's all down to pace. It is all about everything. Critical corners in the final stages of this race. As Rogue Smith is on the back of Glock again.
These two side by side once again, and here we are. Rogue Smith is up the inside, but Glock outbreaks him into the final corner. Great confidence of the break in the final corner there, but Glock is right behind Bear Remy, and once these two get past Bear Remy, Lord Danny Boy is the podium setter. Deployment's been used. Rogue Smith sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It's the final lap of this race. Dusk is right behind Hurricane too. He could be contention for a victory, and now we head down to turn 1. We're making it 3 abreast again, are we, boys? Aston Martin versus Mercedes is turn 1. Rogue Smith has to wait patiently, but Rogue Smith has made contact with the back of the Aston Martin. He compromised him out of the corner into turn 2. Rogue Smithy knows there's a podium on. Oh! Looks like Ben Remy is absolutely frustrated with Rogue Smithy. He's not letting him go whatsoever. And here's Glock all over the back of Lord Danny Boy. He's down the inside into the second chicane. And here comes Rogue Smithy also. He makes contact with Ben Remy. And barging him again. He's barging and barging and barging. Here comes MDJ up the inside. These two got history and they're not fighting well with each other. It's either more contact is made then, and this is getting way too hectic now as Rogue Smithy then has lost the podium chance, and at last there is also alongside, but Hurricane versus Dusker. He was in a chance to win this Grand Prix. Can he outdrag Hurricane? Has Hurricane got the ERS? Look at this. We've got Rogue Smithy. Oh, JDM's in the wall there in the Escaro chicane. But Dusker is not close enough to make a move on Hurricane. He's too far back, unfortunately. But as we head into Parabolica, Rogue Smith is right beside Bear Remy again. Bear Remy's defending the inside line, but all eyes on Hurricane. He's going to come across the line to win the Monza Grand Prix. Bear Remy and Rogue Smithy are still fighting.
Oh, Rogue Smithy just literally barged into Glock. Oh my goodness me, Rogue Smithy was really barging into Bear Remy. That will be a very serious investigation against Rogue Smithy. That was naughty from Rogue Smithy. I don't know if you catch that in the end, but Rogue Smithy was barging Bear Remy at the end of the race. Oh my god.
Yeah, Rogue Smithy has gone rogue in this race without a pun, and yeah, he has been very unsportsmanlike, unfortunately. In the last few races, his head's getting in the way as well, unfortunately. His composure is out as well. I don't know how to say it, in fact, but yeah, Rogue Smithy just needs to calm down, because it's what's cost him in these races, you know. All these problems and all these mistakes has cost him the win, essentially. Like, every single incident he's been in is cost him the race, unfortunately. Like, without those mistakes, he could have won this Grand Prix. But yeah, Harry Kane.
Controversial ending.
Yeah,
controversial ending. Yeah, but look at the end of the day. Harry Kane won, and a 5th different winner. Congratulations to him. Well done to Duckster as well for getting a podium, and Danny Boy for getting a podium for Ferrari at the home Grand Prix. Well done to them. And Glock, he'll still give my driver today for his brilliant driving tonight.
P20 to P5 as well. Great moves as well. Unfortunately, picked up that 3-second time penalty. And MDJ, who got caught up in an stick with the AlphaTauri driver who was off the track. But MDJ, who both Williams were looking good to be in to win this race or be on the podium together. But both of them find themselves out of the podium, and therefore the podium and the wins are handed over to these guys, Harry Kane, Dusker, and Lord Danny Boy. Lord Danny Boy, a great drive indeed, kept out of all the trouble and finished in P3 in the end. What a dramatic race as well indeed, as it's mixed up everything. The top three wasn't the top three as expected tonight, and that's why I didn't predict anything, because I know something would have happened dramatic like that.
Yeah, but let's keep on the positives. It's been a fantastic and dramatic Grand Prix. And I can't wait to hear from the driver's reaction after this. It's going to be so fun to listen to, especially from Harry Kane. He needed this victory, and he has got it, especially with the championship rivals as well. Out of the Grand Prix as well, oh my word. It's just going to spice up the championship so well. And I'll tell you now, what a Grand Prix for us as a debut together. I really enjoyed commentating with you tonight, and hopefully more races like that in the future.
I agree as well, mate. Hopefully I don't cough throughout the whole of it too, as I have been doing for the past few months. But we are getting these drivers in the podium interviews, and hopefully we can hear from their points of views. As I try to remember who was on the podium, I've already forgotten already. Harry Kane, Dusker. I can't even find his Discord. There we go. Dusker, and who was third? Who finished third again? It was Danny Boy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those. I can't even seem to think anymore, to be honest, when it comes to that. When you can't think about PSN names, but my word, unbelievable. What a Grand Prix. What a race. Can't wait for Baku.
Oh yeah, Baku's going to be another chaotic race as well. But Roguesmith, he finished third last season, ends up finishing further down the field, even though he had great pace. It's just the mistakes and the rash moves and everything that's happened in this race as well. That's what caused him to be out of the race as well. Because if he was just calm, if he picked his right moments, if he just drove safely, he would have been on the podium or potentially winning, but unfortunately that didn't happen. He was just way too he just rushed into everything really. And here is our podium setters and our race winners. Then we'll start from P2 as Lord Danny Boy is here, so we'll start with Lord Danny Boy. Danny Boy, mate, welcome on the podium. I know it's been a difficult few races for you last few races, but here you are on the podium, mate. You best be absolutely ecstatic with that.
Yeah, it's good with a podium. So, yeah, it's nice. The last races have been quite awful from my side, but both this track and the next one, Baku, I'm really excited for. So, I managed to stay out of the trouble, so I think that's the majority of the case here on Monza.
Were you expecting those guys on brand new tyres to be overtaking you very quickly towards the end of the Grand Prix?
No, not too much on this track. It's not that many corners, and they were so far behind that I was on the medium, so I thought to myself that it should be fine, and yeah, it eventually was.
What was you expecting in this race? Like, how do you think your race pace would have went, and the race overall?
I think it was alright. I didn't expect a podium at all, but we have had some training internally in OVR, and yeah, there I was maybe around Atlas pace, but yeah, it managed fine. Consistency was key here, and I think I managed to have that today.
Yeah, you did, mate. Pace, consistency, keeping out of trouble, and great strategies too, which overall led to your P3, mate, because all the trouble happened around you, behind you, and you managed to keep out of all of it, so congratulations for P3, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah, thank you.
Oliver, you got any questions for Danny Boy?
Yeah, how do you feel about Baku coming up?
Baku is actually my favorite track, so I'm excited for that.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you on there.
Yeah, me too. So, and thanks, guys.
You're very welcome. Sorry about that. So moving on, I kind of stopped coughing. But moving on to P2 then. Dusker, mate, your first appearance here. in SFR this season, and you managed to get on the podium here. How do you think the race was going to go on your side?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I knew my pace was decent around here. Mackin and I practiced before yesterday, and yeah, I was just hoping, for like a top 10, so it's a bit of a surprise to finish on the podium.
Yeah, you've been inside the top 10 majority of the race as well, but the accidents around you and also the safety cars as well. What point did you think in the race that a podium chance was likely?
I noticed the guys ahead were also flashing quite a bit, so I knew they were battling quite hard, and especially in the last stint, most of the guys ahead of me were on softs, and I kind of figured most of them wouldn't have fresh softs. And also, towards the end of the race, I'd be quick on my medium, so it was all about just looking after my battery and, being patient, staying out of trouble. So, yeah, around like the last 3 or 4 laps, I kind of knew I'd have a good chance.
And a good chance indeed, mate, as well, because you were on the hard compound tyres during the first stint as well, and the rest of the guys on newer mediums or hards as well. You managed to keep those guys behind too, which is very impressive as well. Your pace has been very impressive as well. But during the last lap of the Grand Prix, Harry Kane was on older soft compound tyres, where you were on newer mediums or better mediums, I must say. So, did you think there was a chance to win the Grand Prix after that safety car?
I made a few mistakes, to be honest, because of the dirty. I had a bit of understeer through like Lesmos and stuff, but I was running a slightly high wing, so I knew I wouldn't have the overspeed without DRS. So I was just hoping to, force him into a mistake. But yeah, I'm still happy nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm happy for you too as well, mate. Is this your first race in SFR overall?
This is my debut.
Oh, this is your debut, so yeah, I must apologise.
Bad, huh?
I must apologise for all the chaos around you, because that doesn't usually happen. But these guys, some of these guys that have been here for a long time, have been very aggressive. But I think you kept your cool in the race too, made no mistakes. So, well, you did say you made mistakes, but overall you got P2 in the end, so you must be happy and proud of that.
Nah, really happy. Oh, I got a 5-second penalty actually because I got shoved in P1, into T1, and I got 5 seconds because I cut the corner. So I don't know if I maybe report, I might get P1, but I haven't thought too much about that yet. So we'll see.
We'll see indeed, mate. And Oliver, you got any questions for Dusker?
Yeah, I mean, how was your first race in Division 1? How did you cope with all the madness and all the pressure around you? How did you really cope in your first ever race in your debut at Monza?
To be honest, I wasn't really scared. I was more excited than anything because I haven't raced for a while, so it was really nice to get back into league racing. And yeah, I knew the guys were quicker. Macca told me the guys were next level in this league, so I just knew just stay out of trouble, and especially around Monza, just look after your battery most importantly, and DRS and stuff like that. So yeah, I was excited more than anything, and now happy with the P2.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. It is a bit of a madness. So, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This result must feel so good on your debut.
It does. But yeah, let's hope I can get another P2 hopefully in the league at the next race.
I hope so too, mate.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. So, our race winner. New race winner this season, our 5th different race winner, it's Harry Kane. Harry, mate, you must be absolutely thrilled with that because you lead the championship too. And what a chaotic race it's been for you as well. You saw your own Norwegian Cup actually get taken out by Rokesmithy, which was bare Remy. All the chaos happened around you, didn't it? And that's what enabled you to win this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think I saw in front of me, it was 3 times someone took someone out in turn 1. So it was chaos, people braking a bit too late, but that's enough to get people around, and yeah, a bit messy today, but managed to get around it and yeah, secure the win.
That was a very risky move as well towards the end of the last few laps of the race, because when you stayed out there, did you think that the guys behind will catch up very quickly and overtake you on brand new set of softs or mediums?
No, because I saw how many laps there were left, and the safety car has to be at least 2 laps before it goes in, and then there were 2 laps left, and I think I would have enough ERS to fend those behind me off. At least get a podium.
You want to set a soft compound tyres during the second safety car, so you were hoping to hunt down MDJ on those mediums, but you were in a bit of a predicament there because you had Glock and Rogue Smithy and MDJ fighting you as well. So were you a bit nervous with those guys around, Rogue Smithy and MDJ?
To be honest, I wasn't worried that I would get anything less than P2 because I thought that I had a bit. Even much better pace than those around me, but MDJ had a lot of pace on those mediums and got me into a tricky position into turn 1, and then I got shoved off by Glock a bit in turn 3 and 4, but yeah, it is yeah.
Well, at the end of it, you come out on top and you're the championship leader too, so how do you feel about that now? You expect him to be the championship leader all in this. I know it's been the last few difficult races. You're back in Spain, Hungary, and Austria too, but you come back very strong here in Monza, finally get that first race win. So how do you feel now for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think I had a difficult start to the season. A bit too many mistakes and yeah, a bit too not clean. But I think I've got into a rhythm, and I think I can get more wins.
Yeah, I hope so for your sake as well, because you've been a very quick driver, but made a few mistakes along the way too. So hopefully it'll come your way soon. But yeah, you got any questions for Harry Kane, Oliver?
Yeah. So with your strategy during those two safety cars, has it always been? Would they have been altered a lot during the race now because we had a load of safety cars during that race? Very unlikely. Around Monza, was your strategy had to be messed around a lot during those two safety cars?
Yeah, the strategy changed all the time, even though it was no safety car. It will have changed anyway because of dive bombs and such. Initially, I was going to start on the mediums, but I saw that everyone else started on hards, so I went the same way because either way we were going to be in the train. So yeah, I just went with what the others went with, and yeah, followed and kept out of trouble.
What about the final two laps to the end? Did you feel a bit pressured from Dougster behind you?
Yeah, not really. I kind of went off the gas a bit to secure the win. I didn't think he would follow that good, but I had it under control and the whole time.
Is Baku one of your favourite circuits?
Yeah and no. Some of the corners are very nice, but yeah, it's a bit tricky. But it will make a good race.
Well, congratulations on your victory, buddy. And this has turned into a very exciting Division 1 season. Now you're our fifth winner in our fifth race, so it's turned into a very exciting season now.
Yeah, I expect more people to win, and I think it could be very tight in the championship.
So, totally agree.
Totally agree as well, as Laser will drop out of first place, probably down to fifth, with Bear Remy just scraping through as well. So he's probably going from first to fifth, depending where Mackie finished in the end too. Maybe Martin will get ahead, but I don't think he will. But that was a very interesting, chaotic race, which a lot of things changed as well. A lot of drivers in different positions than I thought they'd be towards the middle and end of the Grand Prix, with a lot of people making contact with each other. But hopefully you all enjoyed that. And Oliver, I've got to say, mate, thank you for joining me and commentating. It's been a pleasure to have you, and hopefully we can continue this partnership into the next few races, for the whole season.
I think that is a definite contractual agreement I'm willing to accept.
Yep, I agree as well. That's our first commentator together, and that went really well, so I'm really happy that we managed to sync well with each other.
I totally agree. I really, really enjoyed it with you tonight. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, mate. And we'll round it off here in Monza then. Join us back at the Baku Grand Prix for round number 6. Could it be another chaotic race there, like it was here in Monza and the last race too? And we'll see. But join us for next Tuesday at 7:30 for round 6 SFR. But we are here, and have a good night here in Monza.